Good morning, guys, and welcome to a bit of a chaotic day 3 in the Pilbara. So I woke up this morning to a bit of a rude awakening. Bianca goes downstairs.
I tried to unlock the canopy and it wouldn't go with the fob, and I was like, Daniel, it's not unlocking.
I'm pressing the button, but the canopy won't unlock.
We kind of both realised, like, oh crap, that means it's got no power.
So at some point last night our battery went completely flat, which is not too crazy to believe, I suppose, considering we're running so much electrics in the canopy.
And I guess it's unknowns as well. Like, we haven't camped with this fridge or freezer, let alone both together. So
and we didn't drive it all yesterday.
No.
So luckily for us, obviously you can't get into the canopy using the electronic key fobs when there's no battery power.
No, you have to manually do it.
Yeah, but I keep the spare keys inside the car, which was we were very thankful for this morning.
Because they're in like a little case that we have our cables and stuff in, which we quite often have sitting right here in front of the fridge. And I was like panicking. I was like, oh crap, we've left the keys in the locked canopy. And if that happens,
yeah, we start to have to break the locks.
We're so screwed. But thankfully it was in the car. So the keys are there, unlocked it, all was well in the world.
The second lucky thing is that I'd already run into this problem at home of because when the lithium batteries go that flat, they go into like limp mode or standby mode, whatever you call it, and you have to basically jump start them. And what that means when they're in like standby mode is they're reading almost 0 volts. And so the DC-DC charger goes, there's no battery connected to me, why would I put out any charge? So you can run your car, but it's not going to start charging your battery. And so luckily I had that problem at home, so I bought this little cable with me, and essentially all you do is just like, I had to pull the false wall off the back of the canopy, access the rear of the DC-DC charger, and just jump the power feed from the main battery through to the output, and that tricks the DC-DC charger into seeing that there's actually a battery there and starting the charging process. So very lucky in those aspects, and everything's fired up and running again now.
So today we'll go for a nice drive when we go to Mount Meharry and explore around, so that'll be good.
Yeah, definitely be keeping an eye on it for future days.
Yes, I'll probably be obsessively checking if it's on.
So we have decided to go and explore Mount Meharry this afternoon to try and be there for sunset, which should be absolutely amazing.
Hopefully.
But it's given us a morning off. So we're going to go down and go for another swim at Fern Pool because it was so amazing yesterday.
Yeah, and it's super warm today. It's definitely warmer today than it was yesterday. So
for sure.
We thought we'd use the morning to get away from camp. Hopefully our battery doesn't run flat again.
Yeah, got the solar panels back out and running.
Hopefully we come back and the fridge is still on. But either way, we'll get a good drive in Savo and that'll help charge up the battery. So.
So yesterday I said this. Circular pool is at the end there.
Yeah.
They put the bloody lookout in the wrong spot. Turns out I can't read a map, and we're actually looking at the 3 ways lookout, not the circular pool lookout at all.
I mean, it wasn't just Daniel, I was the same as well. We came out of the gorge and we're like, this must be circular pool lookout. Lo and behold, we're wrong.
Yeah. So we found the real one, it was amazing. Had a chat to the local tour guide here, or park ranger.
Yeah, park ranger, I think.
Gave us a bunch of info, super useful.
Yeah, really interesting.
See how down at the bottom there's that light coloured material like sand?
Yep.
That's ochre, and it's very soft, and that's what all these cliffs along here are sitting on.
Oh, right.
And when these ones went, which was about 2 years ago, we've had a couple of smaller ones come down since then. The geotechnical engineer just said, you've got to close it.
It's
just too unstable.
Yeah, and you know, if someone was down there and one of those things
Oh.
fell on them, we'd never get them off.
So we're just making our way back to camp now for a bit of lunch before heading off to Mount Meharry in the afternoon.
are on the way to Mount Meharry. We've just turned off the Great Northern Highway and are heading on a gravel track for another 15 or so Ks. When we turned onto the road, we saw a guy airing up his tyres at the highway, and so we decided to stop and ask him if he'd just been up there, and he said he had, so...
Yeah, so he's saying he didn't make it. He was in a Volkswagen Amarok, which doesn't have a low-range gearbox. They have like I think it's 8 or 10-speed auto, which kind of works out to be a bit of a makeshift low-range box. Anyways, he was saying he didn't make it, got pretty close to the summit, but had to turn around because his dashboard lit up with all sorts of lights.
Yeah, he said his gearbox overheated or something.
Yeah, and so a few, Bianca's been searching a few websites, and apparently like it's 5 out of 5 stars for difficulty.
Yes.
This climb, like a lot of intense rock hopping, and yeah, you definitely need minimum 33s, which luckily we have, and 2-inch lift, which we also have. I'm thinking I'll probably pop the tyre pressures down a bit too, just to give us even more traction, although that does lower your clearance, so kind of got to find a sweet spot there. But yeah, see how it goes. Looking forward to giving it a try.
Yeah.
We're giving the suspension a good workout, and I'm also very curious to see how the new kitchen build holds up. What better way to test it than through some pretty fierce corrugation. So we're just sussing out which route is the best to take, because come to a bit of a 3-option scenario. We have this one here that probably looks the tamest, but it has the loosest surface here. This one looks pretty intense, but it's a nice firm ground under track. This is our 3rd option around the side here. Looks like people have filled in these little blanks to give you wheels somewhere to hop up. To be honest, like all of these are probably doable. What's this like? Are these just gonna spit out when my wheels hop onto them? No, I reckon this is fine. We'll take this one.
Stay straight.
So the mighty DMAX made it to the summit of Mount Meharry after a bit of a interesting hill climb, but yeah, made it with ease. Just really got to take your time, be careful with wheel placement. So Mount Meharry is WA's highest mountain, 1,248 meters above sea level, and that means you get some pretty impressive views. one of the coolest things about climbing Mount Meharry is at the very top, there's this case with a book you can sign your name inside, and also lets you kind of read back through on previous people who have recently climbed to the summit and their stories. There's a whole bunch of weird stuff in here too, including, I think I saw before, you're a bit hungry, rest assured there's a snack at the top. I'm sure that's still in code and good to go.
Wow, look at this. Beautiful day, light cloud cover, 41 degrees, light breeze.
Wow.
Hiked solo up from creek at base.
Jeez.
Woo, that was in December.
I think I'll take the car any day.
Bit scary, but loved it. These views surpassed all expectations, well worth the bumpy ride. Bianca and Daniel, what a way to christen the new DMAX. There you go.
If you end up coming up here as well, take a look for our entry in the book. And
tag us.
Yeah, take a photo and tag us.
When you
That'd
find
be
our
awesome.
entry, that'd be sick. So we might stay up here a little longer and watch. I mean, it's going to be dark going down anyway, unless you want to go down in the dusk now. But
actually, one thing we do want to do is see what condition the inside of the canopy is like after that ridiculous four-wheel drive track. We haven't looked. We thought we'll save that moment for on camera because my entire kitchen could be destroyed, and you'll have a very unhappy Daniel for the rest of his trip.
Hey!
Oh, we have.
Oh, no.
Oh, my little slide-out rail.
Where's the rail gone?
I think what's happened is the screw has just broken off the end of the rail, and the rail is just like sent itself back into the drop. But you know what? If that's the most damage, that was a pretty intense track.
Shall we check the fridge?
Here's a bit of a in-person review for upright fridges. People say your stuff goes everywhere. If it's going to go everywhere, now is the time that's going to happen. Let's have a look.
Whoops.
Our stuff has gone everywhere.
Ooh.
Actually, that's not too bad.
Anyone want a very fizzy Coke?
Oh, yeah, I'd love a Coke, thanks, Bianca. Yum.
No, yum, yeah. Look, everything else is actually pretty okay. The eggs have tried to come out, but they're still there.
Oh my god, that's right. I forgot we had bloody eggs in there.
Hang on, that's a good test. Any of the eggs cracked?
Oh,
yeah. They all still move, none stuck to the bottom.
To be honest, I forgot we had eggs in there, and I wasn't even thinking about that.
Well, there you go.
But my containers have stayed shut, so these little locking mechanisms.
And they had some weight. These two especially. These have got some hefty weight in them. Monotella live!
No dramas. Is everything on the same shelf it once was?
No. We seem to be missing something in this area.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, but it's not there anymore.
Well, I'm pretty happy, to be honest.
But honestly, can't really get any better than that.
We really did pick an amazing time to come down here. Sunset was unreal. It's going to make for a bit of a hairy drive out, but I'm hoping my spotlights should give us a bit of help in that situation. Anyway, we're going to just chill out here for a little bit longer, enjoy the rest of these amazing views while we've still got a little bit of light left. Maybe watch the moon come up, as Bianca said, before heading back down in the dark.
Sound. Oh yeah. What was that? How shaken up is this? There you go.
Nice. Cheers with my virtual Coke.
Cheers to everyone else.